Today, I'd like to make a surprise tribute by introducing my good friend and personal mentor, Susie Stockholm. Susie is a modern day Renaissance woman. As a former award winning executive recruiter and mid century maven, Susie is also an artist, published author, and the creative force behind the Heartful Art Journaling System, a series of 8 20-minute art making adventures designed to bring you moments of calm and tranquility in a hectic world. Susie is currently on a mission to help people harness the power of AI models like ChatGPT, Bing, and Claude. With her prompt engineering certification, Susie is your go-to guide for navigating the rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence. So if you're looking for a multi-potentialite, storyteller, artist, author, AI whisperer, and energy healer, all rolled into one delightful package, look no further than Susie Stockholm. She's here to serve, inspire, and remind you that embracing your many talents is the key to a life well lived.
My most exciting thing in the last year has been AI and finding chat as a personal ally, as a business coach, as a marketing guru, somebody to help me through the hard stuff. So what I've really found is that that chat is great for helping you with 80% of the upfront ideation, the thinking about how you're going to say something, whether it's a hard conversation with somebody or whether it's a Facebook post or a blog. The hardest part is getting started and outlining it and designing the whole thing. And that's where chat can really help you. The rest is really up to you. You have to edit it. You have to make it your own. Otherwise, it sounds like chat wrote it, and you don't really want to do that. I'm going to just take you through a couple of ways you can use chat to help you with hard conversations, things that are happening in your life that you're upset about something, and basically you just dump it all into chat and it sorts it out for you, and then you know what to do next. And at least you have choices, things to choose from. And then the other part is I'm going to show you how chat can very quickly, with the right prompts, which I'm also going to teach you about, the right prompts will give you some compelling Facebook posts and a blog outline and the blog itself. That's the plan for today. So I'm just going to pull up a little presentation here, some slides. And what you might want to know is how I created this is that I just kind of blurted out into Word all the things that I wanted to talk about that I thought were important. And then I gave it all up to chat with some very specific prompts about this. And chat came back with a presentation. It has a lot more in it than this does. But then I went to this app called Gamma.app. And I dumped the whole thing into there and set up the colors and all the things I wanted in it and put it in there and said, here, give me a 9-slide presentation. So you've seen this for quite a while, AI as your confidant. And again, I'm going to talk about beyond marketing into personal growth. And what does that mean? How can you use AI? How can you use chat as your personal confidant? Emotional support, dream interpretation. I use that one all the time. So then we have the introspective companion. How you can use AI to be your personal coach is there's something called Conversation Coach. It's a GPT, which is just a way of creating a prompt and a whole database of information that's relevant to coaching you with your conversations. So using the Conversation Coach here, I set up this prompt that I'm concerned that my style of interacting with people can be off-putting. And I tend to tell the truth as I see it. And I generally know what people are truly thinking instead of what they are saying, right? So here's this little chat here that I'm really concerned about my style of interacting with people. It can be off-putting, and because I do tend to tell the truth as I see it, and because I do know what people are thinking instead of what they're saying, it poses a problem for me. So, an example, one of my friends declined an invitation for lunch, saying that she had another commitment. But what I heard was that she didn't have the bandwidth to be in my energy. She was just too tired. She didn't say that, but I intuited that. And, we all have those feelings when, somebody's not telling you the real deal, but you don't really know what it is, but it's not what they're saying. So I want to send her an email that accepts her excuse and at the same time reassure her that I only want the best for her. What I can do right now is I can just copy this prompt right here and then I can show you how this actually works. So here it is. So how's that? Yeah, so you just look through it and say, I totally understand. Sounds like you got a lot on your plate. No pressure on my side at all. Appreciate the time we spend together. Hope we can catch up. No, I'm here if you need support, if you want to just chat about anything without an agenda. Take all the time you need, and you can tweak that for however you want. So that was that. I mean, that's gives her space, but lets her know I'm there for her and doesn't say liar. You weren't really sick. Now we have another one. My son has come to me because he's being bullied by a classmate. So if you're a parent, chat is really awesome. Just, pay attention to this one because this is just like one of the many things you can do to help you as a parent with your kids and, with the school and, with your husband. School's not taking this bullying issue seriously. So I have two problems: how to help my child respond. So you're setting up for chat what the deal is, right? How to help my child respond and how to engage the school administration in proper intervention. You are an expert at offering relationship suggestions based on the violating phrases. Here's one example from my son. He called me fat boy and said, "That's why I suck at sports." You're also an expert on how to get the school administrators to take action on unhealthy interactions between students. Please give me the following. 1, things I can do and say to help my son understand that he's a fine, loving human being who is loved by his family and many friends, and to help him understand that bullies are compensating for their own feelings of insecurity or inadequacy. And 2, an appropriate phone call script that would encourage or even demand that school take action and let this bully know he's out of line and perhaps offer him some guidance as well. So the coach comes back with all of this. Dealing with bullying can be really challenging. In supporting your son, you can affirm his feelings, reinforce his worth, educate about bullying, and it gives you some, more detail about that. Help him develop some coping strategies and assertive but non-aggressive language. Encourage open communication. And then how to engage the school administration. Urgent, addressing bullying concerns. Now that's an attention getter, right? Hi, I'm Jimmy's parents. I'm calling because I'm concerned about a recurring issue. He's been repeatedly targeted. He was called fat boy, mocked about his abilities in sports. These are hurtful, unacceptable. And then I'd appreciate if we could discuss how the school can address this issue more effectively and what my goal is and what I think would be beneficial and how you could support, this not happening again. So let's meet. And thank you for your prompt response. Let's take the above script and turn it into a compelling email that will get the desired results. There we go. And that way it's on record. And you could also, you tweak it the way you want it, but you can also send it as a letter. So got the email, the letter, the phone call, no turn unstoned. So you're in good shape. I've been really kind of surprised at how my stress level has plummeted since I've had this partner working with me. So now here we are. We've taken care of me with this up in my head, and we can talk about how AI can really enhance your art journaling. And since, I'm all about art journaling to create, calm in your life and to help you with stress and PTSD and, any other issues you have where life is more than you think you can bear. Um, Art journaling is just a great way to go about it. And art journaling, in case you don't know what that is, it is making art, expressing your feelings, kind of what's going on with you. It could be torn up paper slapped onto another piece of paper. It could be, taking pens and pencils and drawing wavy lines and then, filling them in with little X's and dots, anything that, it could be repetitive stuff, making little squares out of watercolors and then putting little designs in it where you really can't think about anything else because you're just doing that. And even just taking your camera or your phone outside and saying, okay, I'm going to limit what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to look for vanishing points, where you start small and then the road gets bigger, or, side of the building, there's something there and then there's nothing over there. Or I'm just going to look for shadows and you see all
Yeah.
these interesting shadows. Or I'm just going to look for texture and there's the concrete wall and then there's the rusty pipe and, there's the rocks. So, a tree bark. So what can be done with AI is you can take, that emotional thing, like you were having trouble with your friend, or your kid has trouble, or you're just having a bad day. Um, and things just aren't working out. And you just can dump all those emotions into chat, and say, just, help me sort these out. And in a way that's going to be productive. What I'm trying to do here is I want to create a piece of art and I want to use what you come up with as a prompt for that. Because right now my emotions are so jumbled, I don't know where to start. And art would just frustrate me. So let's just come up with something. So, it can go in and say, here are 5 things you can do that sound like good prompts. And then you put them down on your paper or paint them on your canvas or grab your pencils and there you are. So, these are the kinds of things um, that I found really fun, to incorporate technology and creation in the arts. They don't always go together. And I'm, pretty much a right brain, left brain person. So, I love business, I love technology, and I, love all the stuff that goes with that. And then I absolutely love creating, inventing and finding new ways to do things. So, and I think that's probably why I like collage and the improvisational nature of it. I love doing improv too. So it's always fun to see what's going to happen next. And I guess that's kind of like why I like AI, because you don't know what it's going to say. For example, here we are, we're going to create some social media posts, right? And I'm going to show you how to do this. And then after that, we're going to create a blog outline and a blog post. So now we are going to create a blog post. Actually, we're going to do some Facebook posts first. So you're a world-class social media expert. So I'm actually telling chat what it is. I didn't take you through the 6 elements of a prompt, but you'll see them here. And you want to tell it, really what its task is, what the examples are, what the expected behavior is, what's good, and then some expected steps toward the goal. So that's what we did here. Now that I have that big prompt written out, now I'm going to ask chat to generate 5 posts based on these guidelines. And it also gives you suggested hashtags because I asked for those too. So these are okay. And I may pick one or two of these again. Your job is to edit, not just to, cut and paste these things and slap them into something. So make it personal to you, own it, have it represent you. So now I want 5 more incorporating joyfulness and the feeling of freedom when emotions are lessened, when you do art journaling or when you read my book. So those are a little better. They're more kind of along the lines of who I am. Some are a little silly, but I do kind of like these. So I will probably use some of them. So now that's done. So that's only, part of my social media plan. Now, what's next? So based on the above criteria, which chat should remember because it was really only one request ago, um, that whole big long prompt that was the guidelines and the Facebook posts, because that stuff's good too. So based on all that stuff, and chat will remember all of this and incorporate it for you. So we want an outline for a blog that intends to engage readers in how fun art journaling is. And I want it to engage readers in how fun art journaling can be, not just for yourself, but for the whole family. So this is my blog post outline that I'm looking for. So it comes up with the title, A Family Journey to Creativity and Joy. And actually, I kind of like this one, so I might even use this as a blog post. I was just kind of doing it for fun. But there's so many blog posts you can come up with when chat gives you all this information. So you can see, look at all this stuff. So now it's told me what should be in the blog post, basically how to write it. And I'm saying, great, I ain't got time. You do it. Write the blog post. Blog post, see what I mean? Girl can only do so much. She can't do posts and blogs. So give me the first draft. So I have something to work with and write it in my style. So here we're getting more specific again. Witty, not silly, kind and engaging, where I really want the best outcome for everybody. Which is my mantra, which is fun, joy, and creation. That's my possibility in life, that everybody have fun, joy, and creation. So here comes the blog. Now, some of this I would change, but it gets me started. Start with the simple joys. That's that gives me something to write about. Color and texture, man, I'm all over that. And feeling your feelings. Nobody wants to do that. That's why art journaling is so important. And then let loose and play, and then celebrate each other through art. So it becomes a community and sharing thing. And then what's next is then, I tell them, what's the call to action here? So there you are. That was it. It's pretty amazing, actually. And that's one of the things I really love about it. So I think I just want to do one more thing with you guys. I want to just give you very quickly what the 6 elements of a prompt are. And if you want to just screenshot this so you have it for the future, you can go ahead and do that. But I want to talk you through it. You've seen how I write detailed prompts, and you've seen what you can get from it. You can't just say to chat, hey, I'm having a problem. Can you fix it? It's like you sit down with your friend and you want some help, and your friend says, well, what's the problem? Like, who do you want me to be to you? Do you want me to be tough love, soft love? Do you want me to be your older sister? So that's the context and the persona. And in the case of, this example here, I'm just saying you're a world-class copywriter, specializing in the energy healing industry on Facebook with a deep understanding of audience engagement and personal development and creative expression. So then the task, what's the task? Well, craft 5 Facebook posts that inspire action, enhance engagement, promote events, or links related to energy healing. And I picked energy healing just because that's one of my favorite things to do. And then some examples are to include posts on simple breathing techniques for stress release and invites to webinars on energy healing. And then expected behavior constraints: maintain a witty and upbeat tone, use motivational language, incorporate relevant hashtags, and keep posts within 80 to 120 words. Then what's considered good? Well, posts should evoke emotions, resonate with personal growth themes, and encourage high engagement through likes, shares, and comments. And if you have a post that's gotten really high engagement, you could dump that in there and say, here's an example of something that really got a lot of responses. I got a lot of sales from this. So you just put that in there. And then expected steps toward the goal. Begin with an engaging introduction, get your emotional stuff in there. Definitely make your calls to action really clear. Here's what I want you to do, and here's what you'll get if you do it. And then close with encouraging remarks about how fabulous you are because you took charge of your life and did your healing with me. And I have to say that when I got my prompt master certificate, my certification, we had to know all about this. And this is what they gave us as the 6 elements of the prompt. So this came from the prompt master community, which is a really fabulous place to go. So if you want to know more about prompts, and you can come to me, I can do them for you. I can help you learn them. Or if you're a techie and you want to get involved with another bunch of techies, you can go to promptmaster.com, and they're really a fun group. So that's kind of where I spend some of my time. Let's just review. If you're a multi-potentialite, and even if you're not, but you have a lot of interests, AI is super versatile. Has emotional intelligence, can really help you. You've seen that. Has tailored assistance, the letter to the school, boundless potential, and really, we haven't even scratched the surface of what all it could do. Emily Wapnick has a book out called How to Be Everything, and it's really good. And so if if you're of that ilk, and you're probably much younger, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't want to stay in this job, but I want to go to the next one. But then you get tired of that one after a while, and pretty soon you realize you ought to be in your own business because you can never be satisfied inside a job. And then you end up like me. If you live long enough, you've got a huge bunch of things that you love to do. Some you do really well, and others you don't. You're just curious about them and think they're fun. So just to review, you can do AI, how it helps you, and then hear how you can, doing it for the hard conversations. And I love this guy sitting there looking at his robot. you can prepare, practice, role play, reflect, and just embrace it. It's not something for you to be afraid of at all. Just get in there, have fun with it, and just have a great time. Thank you very much. This is where you find me, 52and52.art. And the 52 means that I did 52 artworks in 52 weeks as an art journaling project for myself because I was in a car accident and thought I was going to die. And a friend of mine said, you won't die if you do art every day. And then if you do art every week and keep a record of it, make a journal of it, you'll live. So here I am, testament to that. So thank you for sharing your time, everybody. I love you.